Welcome, Dr. Hani.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure that you came here, and it's our honor that the leaders like you are helping us to bridge kind of a gap which is happening, because when we are at our workplaces, we are having a very standard mindset what is to be done. But when you come to these kind of forums, specifically Asia Dialogue Forum, where thought leaders and people who come here, they exchange those things, and it is very beneficial to the crowd at large.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what is your take on these kind of meetings? How much fruitful they would be, and what is your perception of such kind of forums?
First and foremost, I would like to say that anything which comes as knowledge or new knowledge is always beneficial. Like, I come from a defense background. I was in the army itself earlier, and my enterprise is also working in the sector of defense. So there is some knowledge in terms of deep tech in defense which I bring. Maybe some of the other leaders or people may not have the full insight into what's the paradigm of deep tech in defense. So maybe I bring that knowledge, and the moment I bring that, I take some of the other things about which I may not know that much. And forums like this, sometimes what it helps is it helps to bridge this gap between certain things which are abstracted and not known to people. Say defense is something which is a prime example of where technology terms, the average person may not know at all. These forums help to connect. There may be certain requirements, there may be certain challenges that the defense domain faces. So I look at the technology leaders to come up with some solutions. Where can I find such a solution? Where can I collaborate? And how is it possible to bring that solution to the fold? So to that extent, I would say the more we discuss, the more we interact, the better it is.
Yes, so it's networking, as well as there's another new format which we are experimenting, where there is a thought leaders like you, and there is a SpeakIn Asia, and there is an educational knowledge partner.
Yeah.
Now, when this trinity combines together, I think we are going to come up with some solutions, specifically in the deep tech area. So when we are talking about graduates who are graduating from premier educational institutes, so you find them need to be prepared for these kind of tasks. But when we are talking about deep tech, so there may be the people are good at technology. When we talk about deep tech, so they say it is a kind of a very patience kind of a thing to be done. Maybe down the line you have to invest 4-5 years of your career, and then you are going to grow. So from that perspective, what kind of a new paradigms or what kind of a new pedagogy which is need to be adopted by educational institutes in order to prepare these young people for your kind of industry?
My kind of industry finds it very difficult and challenging to get quality talent. Let me tell you that. Even graduates coming out from the best of IITs may not have the kind of, you can say, outlook to solve challenges that are today the challenges in the defense industry. Today's war is no longer about a soldier fighting a soldier.
Yeah.
It is like machine fighting a machine, or you can say war from a distance.
Yes.
You don't even know the enemy who is firing those drones at you. You don't even know who is the person directing these operations against you. So if we have to counter this, the only way is to move forward in terms of technology, right? We all agree that technology is the answer to this. However, let me tell you, when it comes to universities or colleges, this is one field. If you ask an average good student from a good institute or a college and ask him, have you ever seen an aircraft, a fighter aircraft, or have you ever seen a tank? He'll say, no, I haven't. Do you know how this particular thing works, or do you know how an autonomous drone works? No, I don't know. So there is so much of, if we have to compare our education system or our system vis-a-vis, let's say, the Israelis. We all know the Israelis are very good. I have been there and have had very close interactions with the Israelis, and I find that it is possible because the three things, that there's the industry, the academia, and the user, that is the armed forces, they are very closely knit together. In fact, most of the times you will find that they are all in the same campus also.
Right.
So the students are well aware of what the country needs. Okay, the academia is day in and out building those solutions for their armies and their air force. That's why even being a small country, it is able to take on the biggies of the world, right? So today there is a crying need in our institutions also to reach out to make the students realize that in terms of deep tech, because why I'm saying deep tech is one technology which no country will share with you.
Yeah.
No country is going to share. The US is not going to share the source code of a Reaper. Okay,
Right.
that will not happen. So we have to build it ourselves. If we have to build it ourselves, it has to start from the students.
Right. Sir.
And if the student has no idea whatsoever about what it is, it will, like you rightly brought out, it will take him 4 to 5 years before which he can reach some stage and start contributing. So that's where I feel that in the pedagogy, we need to bring in items of national security, topics of national security also into the thing, so that the rich talent that we possess, we are able to leverage them towards this direction also. Not only medical field or getting it, no. So this is something which I think we need to change. Otherwise, in the next 5 to 10 years, you will find that the world has moved on.
Yeah.
And we are still catching up only.
Now, that's what I'm saying. These kind of collaborative arrangements, which we are trying to figure out, are going to help.
Yes, definitely.
If we have a talent pool available, which may not be readily consumable, but at least he has the intellect and he knows those kind of terms and vocabulary. So he is ingested into the stream. So that's what we are looking forward to. I think during our discussions,
yes,
we'll open up on those more topics.
Yes.
So thank you very much for coming and gracing this occasion.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.